brick house. This is amazing. Here we are in Imperial Valley, actually in the city of Imperial. We're with our favorite realtors, the top producers of Imperial County. Let's pan around and see who we have here. Look at all these smiling faces. That's awesome. You got Zach Del Curran here, John Rodriguez from iFinance Mortgage. And I tell you what, we could not be happier to be with you. Understand you might have a few questions for us. Shoot.
Okay, so what do you guys think will be happening in the beginning of 2025 with rates?
Roxanne, that's a great question, right? Let me get out the crystal ball. Hang on one second. Okay, they're gonna be great. Here's what's happening. The feds have said inflation, unemployment, looks like we're getting things under control where it needs to be. Next month, actually we're in December, aren't we? This month, small rate drop is planned next couple weeks, all right? Probably about 5 more are planned throughout 2025. So what's that gonna produce? It's gonna produce those that are sitting on the fence, where it's very uncomfortable to sit on a fence if you've ever done that. They're gonna jump into the market, aren't they? Because rates have gone down, even if they come down just a little bit. So to answer your question, the predictions from the experts, and we listen to them. When we see it, we'll believe it. The rates are supposed to come down at least 5 times moving into after the elections and as things get settled. What do you got, Virginia?
So John, what do you advise families that want to buy in 2025? Like how do you get them prepared to purchase their home possibly in 2025?
That's a great question. You want to tackle that one?
Yeah, sure.
Zach?
So I think one of the most important things that we can do on that side is making sure that people understand the whole process. Making sure they understand what it looks like on day one with gathering a good pre-approval from a lender. That way, when you go out with your realtor, you have confidence in what you're shopping for. You know how much you're approved for already, and that way your offer looks great to everyone that you're going to place it forward to, and you're ready to truly move on the property. Without that first step in place, you don't know. You don't know what position you're in, and so it's important that we as lenders make sure people are educated on what the right steps to take are at the beginning, and that's one of the ways that we kind of get people started on the right path to homeownership. Not only that, but then keeping up to date on our programs and being able to recommend what we think are the best fit for the first-time homebuyers.
What you got for us,
John,
Leslie?
what do you think for people who want to invest in their first property? They already have their first property. What loan do you think is the best for them?
That's a great question. So let's take people that are self-employed, right? Sometimes they are a little more difficult to prove their income. Well, there's a great program, the DSCR program, that goes based on the value of that property and what the rents will hold. So we're talking an investment property, and we're not looking at tax returns, any of that information. Appraiser goes out, appraises the value of that property and what the current rents would be for that property, and that's what we use for income to qualify for that property. So for investors, it's a great tool, and it's very simple and it closes quickly. Good question. Who else has got something? Erica?
I got something. Hey John, so for those clients that are on the fence and they, maybe first-time home buyers want to buy a house, but they're thinking, well, should I wait for those rates to drop? How soon, if they buy the house, because once the rates drop, everybody's going to be in the market to buy. So how soon would they be able to refinance if those rates drop and they buy now so that they're not fighting other people for houses? Buy now, and then how soon after can they refinance to get that better rate?
That's a great question. You want to tackle?
Yeah, so for FHA loans, which are very popular in California, especially around the area that we live and work in, it's going to be 6 months or 212 days from that date of your first payment that you can do your refinance. FHA makes the process super easy for you with allowing you to do streamlined refinances with less documents, less approval things to take care of up front. If you do explore a conventional loan for your purchase, it'll be 12 months from the date of your first payment that you can make that refinance.
One of the things, just a follow-up to that, what Zach said, is we prepare the borrower in our strategy meeting and say, if you purchase now, and perhaps your rate is here, in the next 6 to 7 months, what we're gonna do is save you some more money, and as the rates are predicted to drop, we're gonna go ahead and refinance you. And some people have no clue what refinance means, so we have to explain that part of it. What's a refinance? In many cases, it's very simple. It's a streamlined. You don't even need most documents for the initial qualification. So I think it's really important, as Zach mentioned, we educate people right from the start. If you're going to purchase now, here's what we're going to do later to save you more money. Because that's, at the end of the day, that's what people really care about, right? Not so much what's the rate today, even though we get asked that question every day, but what's the affordable monthly payment that's good for you? And then what can we save you later? That seems to be the hot buttons that people are looking for. What else? What you got for us?
I have a question.
Minnie.
Someone that wants to start a portfolio and they have cash on hand, what would you recommend, to go residential or buy like a multiplex or a fourplex regarding loans and the interest rates on those? What would be a better outcome?
Great question. So for instance, we have I have a buyer right now in Texas that first-time buyer and wants to have some instant equity in the home, which we found that out there. But the rent is probably going to take care of about 3/4 of their monthly mortgage payment, right? So with a good negotiation from top realtors like yourself, they'll check out a property. Let's say the property, I'm going to use a Texas property. It's $400,000 for a duplex. It's turnkey. It's great. She's going to move into one side. The other side is going to produce about $1,800. Monthly payment is, I think it was $2,300. So right there, you're looking at what's the math? $600 per cost on there.
Right, yeah.
So to answer your question, it can be a really good investment to get a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex on the residential side. Now, there are commercial slash residential slash retail, and we've helped people with that because we also do commercial loans as well. So that gets a little bit more in depth. But if you're looking to keep it simple, somebody that wants a 1 to 4 unit property, it can be a terrific value and a really good investment tool. Anything else to add on that?
No, I mean, I agree with everything that you said. I mean, typically, especially in the area where we live and work, Southern California, there is a lot of opportunity for people to take advantage of duplexes, triplexes, if that's what they're looking for their investment property. And as John said, especially if you plan on living in one of the units, if you're looking for a place to live yourself, it can be a great option to get into the investing and start building that portfolio like we talked about.
Good. Moises, do you have something for us?
Oh, John, just got the most important question. Last question.
Nervous.
The year is almost over. What's keeping you motivated for the rest of the year?
Oh, wow. That's good. Today is the 2nd, right? So we've got 29 more days. It'd be really easy to just crawl up on my couch, Moises, and just chill and watch movies, eat bonbons. I don't even know if anybody knows what bonbons are anymore. I'm old. But, Oreo cookies, I don't know, double stuff, right? And just do nothing and chill out and say, you know what, I'll wait until January, until after everybody's done partying and having fun. No. That's not what I do. That's not what we do at iFinance Mortgage. Where are we at right now? We're in Imperial. You know how far that is from our headquarters office? It's about 3.5 hours. We're working right now, rolling up our sleeves, building our relationships, solidifying our relationships with our top producers here at this table. And it's important that we keep grinding every single day. Because you know what? If we stop right now, there's other folks out there, other lenders, other realtors that are continuing to grind. And guess who's going to get the business? They are. That's not going to happen on our watch. We're going to make sure that we help you stay successful as well through the end of this year, but put ourselves in a position to hit the ground running January 1st. We're not just going to start back up work. We're going to continue. Hopefully that, Zach, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so in my life, I have the same kind of driving force between my personal and professional life. It's being able to take care of my family, and getting, this job awards me a very unique experience in being able to not only work as much as I can, but also to spend as much time as I need with my family. And so that's one of the biggest driving forces for me, is not only to continue to be able to help my family, but continue to be able to help families get into their forever home. With this being the biggest purchase, biggest transaction in a lot of people's lives, we want to make sure that we can do everything we can to make it as smooth of a process as possible to make it an easy process for them, and that way they feel, hopeful if they go to make another transaction in the future. So, not only the driving force for my family, but the other families we help, that's what keeps me motivated and keeps me going.
Madison Winkler is behind the camera right now. You may not be able to see her, but she's doing a great job with it. And I'll tell you what, now you're going to be able to see her. Madison, I got a question for you. We met, about a year-ish or so ago. And when we met you, you were working hard as a realtor and everything. But can you tell me a little bit, as of late, what are your goals? What are your plans with a team, I hear?
Yeah, of course. So since we first met, a lot of things have changed for good, and a lot of growth, personal growth, work-wise growth. And so I recently changed brokerages, but I also, like you said, started building a team, and it's very organically. I mean, you attract who, has the same values as you, has the same work ethic as you. And so I'm really excited for this next year and what's going to come, and we're excited to partner with you and just to get as many people into as many homes as we can. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this
We're
next
excited for you. If you can take the camera back for a moment. Virginia, got a question for you. Why should people work with you? What sets you apart in your market? What do you do differently to help people that perhaps others are not doing?
I think, just speaking for myself, because I know myself very well, I go far and beyond for my clients. I make sure that I explain the buying or the selling process. It's a very important and big decision in their lives, so you just got to just explain to them exactly what they can and will not expect, and just be there. Like, there's some clients that you have to grab them by the hand, every step of the way. So I'm just the kind of person that just is there for them at all times. My goal overall is to help you reach your goal. So that's what I think makes me stand out, is that ultimately my goal is your goal. So whatever it is, let's get you to the finish line.
I love it. Erica, got a question for you. You've been in this business for quite a while. What does it take to stay successful as a realtor in your community?
Well, obviously we work in a small community, and pretty much everyone knows everyone. So the way to stay successful is word of mouth. So obviously do the best that you could do for every single client, no matter how big or small the real estate transaction is. You just have to look for the best interest in your clients, and that alone will keep you successful, because if your client knows that you've done the very best that you could do for your client, and their interest is your first, priority, you will stay successful, because they will follow that with, their brothers, sisters, family members, and they will let them know that you did everything in your power to, help them and make them succeed in their very important real estate transaction.
That's awesome. Roxanne's right next to me. You're on the hot seat. Your turn. Roxanne, how important is good communication between yourself and your lender? How important is that to you?
That is extremely important to me. That's one of the things I look for in actually the lenders that I decide to, refer to.
Yeah.
I look at how they communicate, and that's probably my number one thing, actually. So I definitely say that it's just top priority. I need to have that communication. If not, then I most likely won't maybe refer as many clients to them.
You're so nice. Just get rid of them. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, because it's important. I need to know what's going on. They need to know what's going on. I need them to understand their loan, all the aspects of it. Of course, I help also to explain it, but they're the ones that are best to explain. So, and just so that the client and I and everyone knows exactly where we are, in the transaction.
Yeah, that's important. I will say one thing that is important to us at iFinance Mortgage is we work your hours. We're not banker hours, 9 to 5 or whatever. We work your hours and the hours that your clients need. If it's 11 o'clock at night, I get phone calls at 11 o'clock at night. On the weekends, there's just no difference in the day to us. Sometimes we have to ask, well, what day is this? Is this Monday? Right? Because we're always working for you and for the people that you care about, and that's your buyers and your families. So, and communication is very important to us as well. So, Madison, you mentioned something that was really a key point to me: personal and professional growth. I'm going to ask you, Leslie, a question. How important is a lender partner to helping you with your personal and professional growth? How important is that to you?
Well, I think a lender partner, it's more than that. It's a teamwork. And when you start a transaction, everyone's like besties. Like they need to tell you, like, you know, everything they're doing. Like, you're not gonna go out and buy a car or run a credit. Like, everyone's like best friends for like 30 days or 20 days, right?
30-day best friend. I love
So it goes hand in hand. Like, closing the real estate transaction sometimes seems like, oh, it's just like real estate, but it's really more than that, because a lot of people, a lot of their goals pivot and gravitate from their main goal, which is real estate. So I think that's how personal and professional goals impact everyone in the team as a transaction, the lender, escrow, the buyer, the real estate agent, and that's what I think.
Yeah, that's great. One last question is for you, Moises. We're moving into 2025. We hear the rates are going to be doing their thing, maybe coming down a little bit. What are your personal goals for 2025?
My personal goals?
Yours.
In real estate or just
Yes, sir.
personal?
Oh, it can be some personal
Yeah.
goals outside of real estate.
Yeah, I think in my real estate professional goals, I definitely want to continue being consistent. So at the end of the day, for me, it's not a new year. It's just continuing what I started. And so being consistent with my schedule, with my clients, showing up every day motivated, that's my goal.
Motivation by Moises. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, this has been fantastic. Thank you again for allowing us to come and visit you. Your time is very valuable, and you took at least an hour and a half to be with us. So I hope you enjoyed some of the answers that we gave you as well. We love to be your partners. We realize you have a choice in your partnerships. And we realize we're not going to be there for every transaction. You may have others, but the ones you decide to use us on, we're going to knock it out of the park. We're going to kill it for you and put your families into that house as fast as possible. Zach, anything to add?
No, I just say thank you guys so much for taking the time to meet with us today. It's great seeing you all again. You know, we love being out here. Love, getting the chance to see everybody here. So thank you so much for having us. Looking forward to a good 2025, and hopefully we can close a lot of deals together. So.
See you at the top.